Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rebel with Plan. So, today I have so much to do, and I thought I would bring you with me. I am going to do my weekly reset. I generally do this on Sundays, but we went out of town for Easter, and by the time we got back Sunday evening, I had to make dinner, and then, I just didn't really have the energy to do my reset on Sunday. So, I'm going to do it on Monday and give it to you at some point this week. And we are going to start with the bedding because I need to get it into the washing machine because it has to go through the dry cycle twice because I'm doing my comforter today. And then I need to clean my house and do all of my reset things. And I thought that maybe it would be fun for you to see how I set up my week every week to ensure that, my house stays relatively in order and I'm able to get all the other things done that I need to get done by setting up my house for the week. So let's go. So I do normally wash my sheets as well when I'm doing my weekly reset, but I decided to do that last night after we got home, just because, man, there's nothing better than like climbing into bed with fresh, clean sheets. So I went ahead and did that last night after we got back from Easter up north. So, of course, my dumbass didn't have the microphone on when I was trying to talk to you about this stuff. So, these like scent booster thingies, I call them bougie crystals because they're very, very expensive. And so, I only use them when I'm washing my bedding. I will use them when I'm washing my sheets or my blankets because I like the lavender and vanilla scent. It's very light. And I only use one scoop like once, maybe twice a week when I'm doing the bedding. So I feel like it's a splurge that is, almost worth it. I don't know. I really like the smell of it. And because I don't use that much of it, I try not to feel guilty about the money that I spend to make my bedding smell amazing. And then here I was trying to tell you that when I do use the scent boosters, I always use like a free and clear laundry soap just so that the scents aren't fighting with each other on my sheets when I'm trying to sleep. I also try to add in just like a tablespoon or two of bleach to most of my laundry. It doesn't affect the colors or anything, but it does help with sanitizing, and it's cheaper than buying that laundry sanitizer stuff, and it just works really well. Okay, so now that I've got laundry started, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the house, and I'm not actually going to clean as I walk through. I'm just going to make kind of like a mental list, which I will then turn into an actual list of the things that I need to do to get the house tidy. So let's walk around and see my dirty house. Okay, and clearly we're gonna start with the kitchen. I mean, like crumbs, like I've got stuff everywhere. All the Easter stuff is still sitting here. I desperately need to do my floors. Don't even look at that. I got to put the dishes away, and yeah, so definitely like the whole kitchen. And we still need to unpack from coming home. I have to straighten up this nonsense. Definitely need to dust and vacuum. Oh my goodness, if you saw my video last week, when I was in my bedroom and showing off my pop dolls and just all the dust, ugh. So, yep, I need to dust, I need to vacuum, I have more laundry to do. I can't even show you my son's room. He doesn't want to be on camera, and I respect that. I respect people who do put their children on the internet, and I respect the children who don't want to be on the internet. So, we will not be showing off my son. And then there's this. Ugh. Do you have a corner? I'm just curious. I assume that all people who don't have someone to clean up for them, they have a corner of just stuff. Like, this is all craft stuff that needs to be taken care of, but I don't really have anywhere to put it. So for Easter, my mom bought me a case of K-cups, and I'm so grateful. I love a K-cup, and they're so pricey, so when other people buy them for me, it makes me so happy. This is some bottles and kitchen utensils that I decluttered, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago that need to go to be donated. Haven't done that. My desk is a mess. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just so much stuff. I have so much stuff to do today. And at some point, I have to write a book. So, there's that. So let's see what we've got on the list so far. We have laundry. I need to clean out the fridge. Yeah, I've got the comforter in. I have to sort through some papers that are all over the place. Obviously, my counters. I have to sweep and mop. I need to vacuum. I didn't even put dust. I didn't put dust, but I know that. I need to refill my containers. I need to boil some eggs. I need to get that going right now. I also need to get rolls out of the oven to start, or out of the freezer. Jeez Louise. Out of the freezer to start proofing for dinner tonight because we're having spaghetti. And my kids they're like obsessed with these Rhodes rolls. Let's go look. Let's go grab them out of the freezer. Because if I do it right now, I'm more likely to remember. All right, and like I said, please just, ignore the mess on the counters because I know, it's on the list. So these are Rhodes Thaw, Rise, and Bake dinner rolls. And if you saw my other video that I did about the 5 things I've stopped doing, tear here, no, we're just going to cut that open because no. So I don't know if it matters, but I always put like the ridges on the bottom and they're just the teeny tiny. Can you see it? It's teeny tiny. And you put it on here and then you cover it with greased plastic wrap and let it rise on the counter for like ever. And they poof up into little yeast rolls. And then I cover them with garlic, salt, and butter. And they taste just like an Olive Garden breadstick. I'm not even kidding. I figured that out because I watched one of those TikToks about people who used to work in restaurants and they tell you their secrets. And they said that the Olive Garden breadsticks are just freeze and rise yeast breadsticks. So they literally are this, just in a stick form. So I can do that, and then I can save myself whatever, because Italian Applebee's over there, and you can't tell me they're not. They can just keep their never-ending breadsticks because this whole bag was $4.99. 36 rolls for $4.99. Come on now. You can't get out of Olive Garden with a family for less than $100 anymore, so nope. All right, we will get some plastic wrap, and I usually put it over it to make sure it's long enough, and then I spray it. Hose it down, and then turn it over. I skipped this step the last time I did it, and the kids said it was fine, but I feel like the rolls were really dried out on the top. So, you can skip this step of covering it with the grease or whatever, but I wouldn't. I would just do it. All right. And then we're gonna we're going to tie the bag and just pop it back in the freezer. And I'm going to set these over on the stove so I can clean off this counter and y'all can stop freaking out about it. Do you use this stuff? Do you use the Method Grapefruit? You should. I love it. It smells so good. So good. Neil Diamond. So good. So good. And it works fantastic. In fact, it works better than fantastic. Do they still sell Fantastic? Is that still a cleaner you can buy? I don't even know. I don't even know. There you go. Whoop. Move the camera. Okay, counter's clean. Dishes are done, man. Kim from the WODs had brought up in one of her latest videos, she had brought up Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. And I swear, like, I can't... Hang on. So Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead is, like, one of my all-time favorite movies, which might be an odd favorite movie, but I don't care. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love everything about it. I'm always telling my husband, we need to go watch The Grunion Run. And he's like, what are you talking about? But in that movie, there is a scene where she tells her brother that he needs to have the dishes done by the time she gets home. So him and his friends take all the dishes up to the roof and they're throwing them up in the air and like skeet shooting them. And when they're all gone, he says, the dishes are done, man. So I say that a lot. Most of my conversation skills are movie quotes. I feel like I'm not alone in this, but maybe I am, and that's okay. It's like a personality trait. Just speaking in movie quotes. It's who I am, baby, and I'm not gonna apologize. All right, we time warped. I had to put my hair up because I can't clean with my hair down. I just can't do it. Since we are in the kitchen, let's go ahead and start with cleaning the kitchen because I'm here and it's just easier that way. This is my tiny fridge and these are my Midwest crock pots, which I store on top of the fridge. If you are in the Midwest, you understand that. I have 3 here, and then in these cupboards up here, I have another one. I don't know why I have so many crock pots. People buy me crock pots. This one I bought because it was purty, and then I have like 3 more, and I don't know why. And I actually gave a 5th one back to my mother because for some reason I had borrowed one of hers. Like, when have I ever needed 5 crock pots at one time? Like, I really don't know what I could have ever needed 5 crock pots at one time for. But yeah, so I have a lot of crock pots. I don't know. I use one when I use one, and I almost always use this one. So who knows? All right, so I'm going to clean the kitchen and bring you with me because that's what we do, right? I'm really trying to get used to filming my day. I've said before, I love watching other people clean their houses, and I love to hear how other people do things, but for me it's weird and I'm just getting used to it. So let's get going, shall we? And again, we're not going to judge because we are not judgy people. So yes, my sink is dirty. Bleaching my sink is part of my reset. So I have a white sink and I'm not thrilled about it, but it shows every speck of nasty. So that's just how it is. So I have this really cool soap dispenser. Like, you push down with the sponge and it gets soap on it, but it gets so gross inside. So once a week, I pop this out. Ugh. And dump out all the water that collects in there. I feel like there should be like a better system for that. But we're going to refill this so that it's nice and full for all the cleaning that we're going to do. And yeah, I have a dishwasher, but we do a lot of stuff by hand too. So, and I almost always spill, oh, sugar, overfilled it. Oh, bubbles. Like I said, I almost always overfill it, so I fill it before I wash it out because I'm just going to make a mess in here anyway. And then it also comes with a hand soap dispenser. And that just pops right in there. And I love soft soap liquid hand soap. So this used to be kitchen hand, like they used to call it kitchen hand soap, and it used to have little, I almost said flavor crystals. You don't eat this. But like beads in it. And they don't make it that way anymore. So I also cannot find this in stores. I have to buy it on Amazon every time, and it's $10 for this. But it smells like lemon, and it really gets like odors and stuff off your hands. Great for after chopping onions and stuff. So we'll just put those away, and we'll keep trucking along. I guess I can just show you. So it comes with this little mat, and then the sponge sits right up there, and this sits there, and it's right here over my sink with all of my various cleaners. So I love it. I think it was probably like the best $12 I ever spent. I love it. So, you know, you know what? I'll link it. I'll link it in the thing down below, because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Right. And I guess now we'll just set you up over here so you can watch me do what I do. Don't you absolutely hate it when you forget that you have a coffee and it goes cold and then you take a big drink and it's like, ugh? So, one of the things that is really important to me when I'm doing my weekly reset is to clean the things that tend to get like overlooked and neglected that will later cause problems. So, I always clean out my dishwasher filter once a week. I will clean out my Brita pitcher once a week. Um, and I do my dish strainer. So I had the same dish strainer for like, I don't know, 10 years, and the tray was super gunky and gross, and it's just one of those things that like the dirt and stuff builds up on it and you don't always notice it until I replaced it and I went to throw it away and I'm like, ew, gross. We've been setting our clean dishes on this thing for like 12 years. That's disgusting. So now I make sure that I clean my dish strainer once a week. And it's like a maintenance thing that if you take care of the things that you have, they're going to last you longer and be less disgusting because you're paying attention to them. So some of this may seem, I don't know, overkill or whatever, but it's important to me that I keep up with the things that usually get neglected. So by doing them once a week, I ensure that all of my things remain in. As you could see with my fridge, I don't have an ice maker, so I am the ice maker. I have to use actual ice cube trays and freeze them in the freezer like it's 1982, and that's okay. It works out. As long as I have room in my freezer, it works out anyway. And of course, as soon as I had cleaned the actual Brita pitcher, my filter decided it needed to be changed. I should have known that that was going to happen. It almost always happens. We go through so much water that those filters don't last very long. But, it was just frustrating that I had to go back and refill the pitcher again because I had to change the actual filter. All right, let's take a look at the meal plan because this is also part of my weekly reset is making sure that I have everything that I need to make dinner this week. I grocery shop on Tuesdays, which is why there's all the Tuesdays are underlined. So I shop to make sure I have everything for Wednesday through Tuesday, and then after dinner, I go to the grocery store with my mom because it's just part of the routine is to go grocery shopping with my mama. So tonight we're having spaghetti. I just took the hamburger out of the freezer for that. The hamburger's already pre-cooked, so even if it's still a little bit frozen, it will thaw out, in the pasta sauce, so that's fine. And I already got the rolls going to proof up, so that's good. Tomorrow we are having chorizo and potato tacos, and when I tell you that I am so excited, like I can't even, I know you can hear it in my voice, right? I'm exhausted today. Ugh. Anyway, so tomorrow, chorizo and potato tacos. So excited. Oh my goodness. Cannot wait for chorizo potato tacos tomorrow. And it's just chorizo, boiled potatoes. Once the potatoes are soft, you mix them in with the chorizo so they get seasoned. And you wrap them up in corn tortillas. Hot sauce if you want it. Oh my goodness gracious. Favorite dinner. Favorite dinner. And so cheap. Chorizo is so inexpensive. Like, great budget meal. Wednesday we are having cheeseburgers, and I actually have the burgers and the buns and the fries. I'll show you. So these are, I mean, you can't really see the burgers themselves, but Kroger had these like brisket, chuck and brisket burgers on clearance. So I snagged those and threw them in the freezer. I will thaw those out and we will have those on Wednesday. And then I need to buy the stuff for brats. I have a beef roast. Have a beef roast and buns. And actually I make Mississippi pot roast, but then I shut it up and we put it on sandwiches and it's so, so good. We're going to make our own pizzas on Saturday. This month, so I meal plan monthly, just because there's not a lot of variety in the things that my family eats. So I just pick out what I want to eat for the next month and then I assign days to it and try to make it work. Sometimes we have to move things around. Sometimes things don't sound good when the day comes and we adjust with something we already have in the pantry and the freezer and it all works out. But I decided this month, I'm taking Sundays off. Like, I'm done. I'm the one who meal plans. I'm the one who makes the grocery list. I'm the one who goes to the grocery store. I'm the one who preps the food and cooks the food. My husband cleans up after dinner, which is just amazing. And I'm so grateful that he does that. And he would do way more if I would let him, but I don't. Partly because I'm a control freak and I like things done the way that I like them done. And partly because he works his ass off so that I can stay home and be a housewife and homeschool our son. And I don't want him to come home and clean. So that's a personal choice. That's what works for me. Doesn't really work for him. He always feels bad, but I don't care. So that's how it is. But on Sundays, I will not be planning what we're eating and I will not be cooking what we're eating. If the weather is nice, he can grill. Otherwise, it's choose your own adventure. CYA. Should be CYOA. CYA actually means cover your ass, but whatever. Choose your own adventure on Sundays. If the weather is not good enough for him to grill, everyone can just eat leftovers or pick something out of the pantry. I don't care. This month I kind of themed it. So like Mondays were pasta, Tuesdays were Mexican, Wednesdays kind of were chicken, but I don't know, whatever. Thursdays is sausage, like, I don't know. Friday was sandwiches, and Friday was sandwiches, Saturday was some kind of pizza thing. So make your own pizzas, we're grilling. And then next week we're going to do spicy pasta and bean burritos, and then I will go grocery shopping to make sure that I have everything else that I need. But this has been the best change that I have made to how I meal plan, is to do it by the month. Then I only have to think about it one time. I know how to make my grocery list because the dinners are planned out. They're always up on the fridge. I laminated a blank calendar and I do wet erase marker on it so it doesn't get wiped off. And then every month I can wipe it clean and start over again. Absolute game changer for our family. All right, so I want to make egg salad, which is going to involve hard boiling eggs. And apparently the way that I make hard-boiled eggs is completely unhinged. So I thought I would share it with you because when I tell people this is how I make eggs, they just give me this look like, are you stupid? And I'm not stupid. This is the best way to hard-boil eggs, and today I'm going to teach it to you. I did do this in a previous video, but not very many people were interested in that video, so we're gonna try it again. So you're going to get a pot of water and you're going to bring it up to a boil before you put the eggs in it. I know that goes against Martha Stewart. That goes against, all those cooking women who tell you to start your eggs in cold water. No, we're not doing that. We're starting it in boiling water, lightly boiling water. You're going to put your egg on a slotted spoon and you are going to carefully drop your egg into the pot. I'm going to do probably too many eggs, but you just want to gently set them in the pot. They may break. You may lose one or two. In this economy, what am I doing? But that's what we're going to do. So, and the eggs are cold when they go in, so you're going to see that the water is going to not boil as much. I've got it at about just above medium heat, and that's probably where we're going to leave it. Let's see. So that's 5. 6. Egg prices have come down in my area. So while this may seem like a little bougie thing I'm doing here, I actually got a really good deal on these eggs. I bought them on Easter, and so they were on sale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 9. Yeah, we'll do 9. That should be plenty. That should be plenty of egg salad. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. I'm gonna bring it back up to a boil. You want bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. And then you're gonna put the lid on it. And you're going to leave it at about medium heat. Keep an eye on it. And you're going to set a timer for 12 minutes. And in 12 minutes, we're going to come back And we're gonna look at these eggs. All right. While the eggs are boiling, I'm gonna clean my kitchen table. So let me see if I can get a good shot of this table. This is a living edge table. My husband's boss gave it to us for Christmas a couple years ago, and it is the nicest thing in my house. Like, seriously, we we could never have afforded this on our own, so I am just absolutely grateful. And I love this table. I love this table so much that I bought fancy cleaner for this table. And let me tell you, okay, let's zoom out a little. Oh, look at how pretty. So I am not a fan of cleaners that only do one job. I feel like it's kind of a waste, other than toilet bowl cleaner, I guess. But I bought this Method Daily Wood Cleaner. I love this stuff. It smells amazing. Like, amazing. It says it smells like almond. And yeah, but it smells like, you know, like fake almond, like sweet almond. Oh man, I love it. And it helps preserve my fancy table. So I splurge on that. I've had that bottle for, I don't know, 4 months, and I haven't even used half of it. So if a bottle's gonna last me a year, like, I'm not gonna feel guilty. I'm not gonna feel guilty for buying $6 wood cleaner that keeps my fancy dancy table in good shape and smells good. Just not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So yeah, I do buy the fancy Method wood cleaner apparently once a year. So just like with the bougie crystals, it lasts me a long time and it makes me happy. So, you know, that's $6, $7, $8 a year, whatever that I spend on it, I think it's worth it. Alright, turn the timer off. And we're going to pull the eggs out one at a time and drop them into an ice bath. One tip for the ice bath is, when I remember, I will fill the container with cold water and then pop it in the fridge, like well before I'm going to boil my eggs, so that the water is as cold as possible. Because what happens is that, well, two things. One, the cold water is going to stop it from cooking, so they'll stop overcooking. But another theory is that by doing it this way, it shocks like the outside of the membrane of the egg and pulls it away from the shell, which is what makes it easier to peel. I think that that's why putting them in boiling water works better for peeling as well, because you're taking the cold egg and you're shocking it into the hot water, which causes the egg inside to, like, you know, contract. That's the word, contract. And I think it pulls the membrane away from the shell, which makes it easier to peel. Once they have cooled off, I will show you how easy they are to peel and how beautiful they are inside. Also, turn off the stove. So not gonna lie, I'm a little bit bummed that I forgot to boil the eggs earlier, because I had wanted to have egg salad for lunch today, and there's no way they're gonna cool off soon enough for that. So that is a bummer, but I will get them peeled and cut up later after they cool off. I just put the ice bath right back in the fridge, and it can chill out there until I am ready to assemble my egg salad. So now it is noon, 11:59, and I do need to eat something. Nothing really sounds good, which sucks. So I am going to, I have already switched the laundry. I didn't take you back in the laundry room with me. You know how laundry works. But I do have my, let me see if I can show you. I have my laundry assembly line chilling out there, waiting to go load after load after load, because of course, you know, like I said, we went up north, so all of our clothes that we took with us were dirty, and, you know, the clothes that I didn't do last week were dirty. So yeah, laundry assembly line set up, and So I'm going to break here, get something to eat. I don't think that you need to see me do that. I might have an afternoon coffee. That doesn't sound bad. Yeah, and then come back and do some more setup, reset, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is that I do at the beginning of the week to make the rest of the week easier on myself. We're going to do more of that.
My word, is there anything better than a blanket fresh out of the dryer? No, no, I don't think that there is, and you cannot change my mind.
Alright, so the eggs have cooled off. So let's, I'm going to do the ends. I'm going to do like a quick roly-poly back and forth. And then look at how easy that was. Look at how easy that was. Bottom, top, roly-poly, and the shell just falls off. I mean, what? Like that's ends. Oops, I broke that one. That was my fault, not the system's fault. I will fix that one off camera. So yeah, they just, I mean, they peel so easy. Let's cut one so you can see how pretty it is. Look at that. Perfect yolk, no gray. I mean, have you ever seen a more beautiful egg? No, I don't think you have. So that's why we start them in hot water, because they cook perfectly every time and they peel super easy. We're gonna ignore this guy. We'll just forget he's there, okay? So I love egg salad because it is like a deviled egg sandwich, and that's exactly how I make my egg salad. So except, you know, obviously I cube up the eggs. So I'm going to cube up these eggs and throw them in a bowl. We're going to season them up, and then I like just the tiniest bit of crunch in my deviled eggs, so I'm going to add some very finely chopped celery to my egg salad. And this does kind of double duty here with the celery, because if you have a little bit of crunch in your eggs, if you missed a shell, like a little piece of shell, they're just going to think it's celery and move on with their day. A little bit of shell never hurt anybody. Shell's got all kinds of, I don't know, calcium and stuff in it, I'm sure. I don't know. I've never actually looked into what's in an eggshell, but I would imagine the stray piece of shell. That yolk didn't quite... That one didn't quite cook through. I think that was an egg that I added at the end, but the outside's still good. The outside cooked up, but that yolk was a little soft for me. So, it's alright. That's alright. They're not all going to be perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, right? Just gotta stop putting so much pressure on ourselves. It doesn't have to be pretty to taste good. Besides the fact that I'm going to cover this in mayonnaise and mustard, and nobody's going to be able to tell the couple that didn't peel completely cleanly. How's that viral sound go on Instagram Reels and TikTok and all that? Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. So, who cares? Besides, I'm the only one who's going to eat this because my husband's allergic to eggs and my kids don't eat eggs. So, what do I care what it looks like? I'm going to throw it on some white bread, and it's going to be great. It's going to be exactly what I want it to be, no matter how it looks. A little ASMR action for you. I don't know. Alright. So now we are going to very, very finely chop. Very, very finely chop up some celery. And you don't need a lot. Just a couple stalks will do it for the whole bowl. You just want a little bit of texture. Something that's not, you know, just a little bit of texture. You want some texture in your food. Oops. We're gonna just pretend that you didn't see me almost cut my nail off. I'm just gonna put celery in here till it looks right to me. We measure with our heart in this house. So I think I want one more good celery stalk here. So I had what, 9 eggs? I lied, one more. Is there such a thing as too much celery? It's not like it's got an overbearing flavor or anything. In fact, that one looks pretty... That looks pretty center of the stalk. I don't know that this one looks any better. Whatever. I can always add more later if I need it. Alright. And now we're gonna find some salt and pepper. Go. Some pepper. Whoop. A little bit of salt. Some mustard. Not a ton. And we use mayonnaise in this house. Probably be good with Miracle Whip as well, but we are a mayonnaise family. And then you're just gonna, I mean, this is not healthy. There's no pretending that this ball of mayonnaise and hard-boiled eggs is a healthy meal. But it is darn tasty. That's why we clean our counters first. Alright, and actually, I think I measured pretty good first time around. Let me taste it. A little bit more pepper. That celery really does like elevate. Is that little bit of crunch in there? Man, when this is actually cold, I'm gonna throw down. Yum. Yum. Alright, so I think I'm going to end this here because this video has already gotten kind of long, and I've pretty much gotten all the reset stuff done that I wanted to get done. Everything's been refilled, my kitchen's clean, the laundry is in process. I've got my egg salad prepped for lunches for the week. And I think that we did a good job today, and I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. The sun is shining and it is so beautiful outside, and I think that I'm just going to enjoy some vitamin D and some fresh air wafting through my house. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me today. I, as always, enjoyed hanging out with you, and I will see you, I think, Thursday with a grocery haul video. So if you have stuck with me this long, thank you so much. I hope that you got something out of it, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hey guys, so if you liked this video, then you are going to love this video. Check it out.